Hello, welcome to Politics NY with Skye Behind the Curtain, where we go behind the scenes in New York City government and politics. And right now I'm with a special guest, Sabrina Rezzy, who works for Assemblywoman Rodneyse Bichotte in Brooklyn. And she's involved in Brooklyn government and politics. So let's hear a little bit about Sabrina. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in Brooklyn government and politics.
Sure. First, I just want to say thank you for having me on, Skye. It's great to be here. I'm Sabrina Rezzy, and right now I'm a communications and legislative director in the New York State Assembly. And I'm also the president of the Ruth Bader Ginsburg Democratic Club. But I think I found a sort of untraditional path here. I grew up in Reading, Pennsylvania, which is a really blue collar city, sort of between two big metro areas in Pennsylvania. And my dad was a journalist there, so I always wanted to follow in his footsteps. But I ended up interning for a Blue Dog Democrat in the House of Representatives. So after high school, I went to DC. And then after that, I had a few jobs in the private sector. I worked on Wall Street and I worked at a corporate law firm. How to put myself through school. So I had those jobs, which were, gave me a really interesting background and place that I was coming from. But I always knew that I wanted to sort of come back to my roots. I really like working in the community and with the community. So when I met Rodneyse, I think it was a natural fit, and I'm really thrilled to be back doing something that I love and care about so much.
Awesome. Now, you started your own Democratic Club during the pandemic. That's not an easy thing to do. So why did you do it and how's it going?
I really just feel like I followed the lead of what I already saw other people in the community doing. I live in Brooklyn Heights, and during the pandemic, like all neighborhoods across the city and in Brooklyn, we were seeing, sanitation budget cuts and quality of life issues that were, resulting in a lot of trash and issues going on in the community. And I saw my neighbors getting out there and cleaning up with their own two hands, which was really great and inspiring to see. And we just sort of banded together and said we wanted to do something to increase civic engagement in Brooklyn, and this is what it was. And around the same time, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, and she was a daughter of Brooklyn and just somebody that I've always admired enormously. So it sort of just made sense for us to name it the Ruth Bader Ginsburg Democratic Club.
That's nice. How many members do you have now?
We launched with about 20 people, but I'm lucky I have a lot of friends and young people from our neighborhood who are just super engaged, and we're hoping to grow it. So if you know anyone in Brooklyn who's looking to join a political club, we would love to have you.
That's awesome, Sabrina. Now, with Brooklyn politics, I mean, they're really taking over, right? All these different Brooklyn officials. We have our attorney general is a former Brooklyn councilwoman. We have Eric Adams, the presumed mayor, Brooklyn guy. We have your Rodneyse, the assemblywoman. She's the chair. She's the first Black woman to chair a political party in New York City. So what can we look forward to with all this Brooklyn influence? We have yourself an influencer as well with your own Democratic Club. So what can we look forward to in the coming weeks and months in Brooklyn politics?
Sure. I think it's just a sign that it's no longer a Manhattan-centric city. We're Brooklyn, and we're strong, and we have some amazing leaders. I'm really excited for an Adams administration. I think that he's going to do a great job of marrying police reform with public safety. And I think that's what we need to get our economy going. So I'm really enthusiastic about that. And, I'll just say one thing I love about Rodneyse is that I think she's such a great mentor to other women. And I'd like to see, more women in public office. And I think she's just, the greatest example of that, and pours her heart and soul into everything she does. So I hope to see more women in office.
Yeah, cheers to that. Look at the city council. More than half are women this year. So it's going to be really exciting.
Finally.
Finally. So thank you, Sabrina Rezzy, for joining us on Politics NY with Skye Behind the Curtain.